Mr. Young and Foreign.
Get to the gut!
Your podcast sucks!
Yo, I only have 2 words to say to you this week, bro. You're
What's up, bro?
fired.
It's release mania.
Are we even in the release window, the release period right now? Or do they just spring this on people like randomly throughout the year?
I have no idea, man. It's like I thought it's once a year thing.
Yeah.
So now it's like 3 times a year.
Budget cuts, that's what we're going to be talking about today. Plus that AEW Full Gear preview. Hey, it's Mr. Young.
And it's foreign in the building. Happy weekend.
Yeah, well, okay. Foreign said weekend because we are recording this on the weekend, but you're watching this right now. Maybe you're watching the premiere on YouTube Monday afternoon. How are you doing? We hope you've had a great weekend. I know we're just projecting into the future, but because we had other things that we had to do, work-related things.
Of course. It never ends. But you know what? We are on the chat. So please continue interacting. We'll reply definitely on the chat.
Yes.
Sure.
In the meantime, though, okay, what a day for wrestling. Now, little caveat, I haven't watched Rampage yet. So
Yes.
I have no idea what went on. But I literally just watched Dynamite last night. I've had so little time to watch the shows live. So I watched it on delay.
Yeah. How was it for you?
Speaking of delay, by the way, Foreign is once again, we need to crowdfund his internet connection. Actually, right now, Foreign just needs a network cable adapter. No, you got the network cable already. You just need the adapter for the laptop, right? Because your Mac doesn't have.
Yeah. So Gaddafi has given me the Ethernet cable, but I think I need another one of our listeners to give me adapter. I'll get I get around to buying it lah, hopefully.
Okay, yeah, soon, I hope. But in the meantime, let's pray to the internet gods. And yeah, before we talk about Dynamite and Full Gear and all that stuff, let's talk about the big news, okay? Dropping the bomb is the WWE. In fact, when this list first came out, I believe it was not confirmed yet, but it has since been confirmed, right?
Yes, correct. It was a huge number of people, man.
Coming off of Crown Jewel, their biggest payday of the year. Guess what? Oh, we need to now cut budget.
Yeah, exactly. It was the worst timing, right?
Okay, just seeing this, right? Do you feel a sense of with every batch of releases, do you feel like WWE is just burning its goodwill amongst its fans?
Yeah, man. I mean, okay, for the investors, they don't care, clearly. But like the core audience, the people who are loyal, this really puts the sour taste in our mouths.
Can I say something though? I don't know if this is personal. It's probably not personal. Like you just said, it's probably just a matter of who's being used. Oh, they're not being used. They've been on the shelf for a while. They're costing us money. Cut. You know what I mean? Because now I'm just taking a quick glance at the list, right? A lot of these people haven't been used in a while, except for 1 or 2 exceptions.
Yes, correct. And also, it's the third quarter earnings that just happened recently, right? The quarter earning calls. And they just posted huge increase from last year. So they are doing really well. Profits at sky high. It's as if they are cutting their losses.
So, okay,
sale, right?
What this sounds like to me is, I don't know about sale or whatever, but what this sounds like to me is they are trying to make their next quarterly earnings even more happening.
Yeah. It's right before the quarterly earnings. They want to show a huge increase, right?
Yeah. Prop it up by removing a bunch of costs. So you remove the costs, the losses. All of a sudden your earnings damn high, right? So I don't know what's going on in the company corporately, but it seems like maybe they have to hit a certain number and this is one of the worst things about big corporations. Every report, they have to show improvement. Well, how do you show improvement if the product is not improving, if buy rates are not improving? Well, you cut people lah.
Exactly, bro. Doesn't WWE remind you of WCW right now?
Yeah, which is actually very scary. But then again, it's not like you have Tony Khan money sitting there just splashing out cash. You know what I mean? This is going to hit a critical mass at some point where Tony Khan's like, okay, I have too many people myself. I need to cut some people.
Yeah, that's true. And also, a few years ago, WWE was hoarding talent. I feel like now because of like the situation kind of evening out,
Yeah.
it makes sense for them to like streamline their talent and focus on the people that they really want to focus on.
You know the joke where like, oh, if you were Triple H's pet project, you shaking in your boots right now. You damn jialat.
Yeah, man. Bro, like all the NXT champions all gone.
Yeah. I wonder if it's Vince McMahon going, I gave you a few years to run your shit now. No. Don't like it.
Yeah.
Get rid of everything he started.
Yeah, sounds like it, man. I mean, I was just watching 2019 Survivor Series, you know, and remember how Keith Lee was like amazing in that match.
Oh my god, yes. And then didn't he have like a big spot in the Royal Rumble as well?
Yeah, right after that run in NXT where he became double champion as well.
Mm-hmm.
How can you screw him up so bad on the main roster, bro?
Okay, so yeah, I guess we're jumping into it. And the biggest name, I guess, in this whole list of releases is the Bearcat, which apparently, according to him, now he's revealed that wasn't even his idea.
Wait, so is it Bearcat or Bearcat? People keep like giving me weird pronunciations, bro.
No, like Bearcat lah, as in the animal, the Bearcat.
Yeah, it should be, right?
But I mean, looking at his belly, it might as well be the Bearcat. Oh.
Okay, but like, let's start from the top. So Keith Lee clearly is a headline release, right? To be honest, to be fair, they weren't doing much with him. They were trying to figure out how to repackage him and all that kind of stuff. But clearly, everybody knows he's super talented.
Yeah.
He could have been that something could have been done to him.
Going back to my point of all the people that have been released, well, most of them, at least 90% of them, have been either inactive or just not used on TV. So to me, if I were just a dispassionate non-fan investor, I'd be like, yeah, that's a good idea, you know? Which leads me to believe that's exactly what is going on. So yeah, Keith Lee, he went away a while because of the COVID situation. He kena COVID, right? Yep. And then they repackaged him. He was the Bearcat. It was still like, he had a few matches, and then after that, boop, gone.
Yeah, I remember he debuted like just the Raw after SummerSlam last year. Remember he had this there was this one random pay-per-view payback like 1 week after SummerSlam. Do you remember that? Like immediate. Yeah, last year. So and that was when like he had his debut match, and everybody I don't know whether you remember, but his debut victory was over Randy Orton.
Yes, that's right. And it was like, big push.
Yeah, so it's not as if he didn't come off strong. Like, okay, his momentum was there. But how did they like kind of like pilfer it all away so fast?
Writers don't know what they're doing.
Either that or maybe Vince McMahon took a look at him and they say like, okay, I need to cover up his belly. Or like, he's probably have an issue with him as well, but I don't understand.
Considering the fact that we saw him thrive in NXT. So there is no reason, no way we can figure out what's going on in the big man's head lah. So all we can do is speculate. With Keith Lee, was his wife, are they married actually?
I think they are. I think they are.
The Blasian baddie is gone. Mia Yim. And I mean, you look at what Mia Yim has done on the main roster, absolutely nothing also lah, other than being part of Retribution. So that one, I'm not surprised.
I mean, she was also alright in NXT. She was making waves, right?
I mean,
like Retribution really killed her gimmick though.
Oh yeah, destroyed her dead. Talking about somebody else who was being groomed on NXT, even though I was never really a big fan of his work or his style on NXT, right? You know who I'm talking about. Then they debuted him on Raw and absolutely sucked all momentum and win right out of him because he showed up without his valet, without his girlfriend, who also got released. We're talking about Karrion Kross and Scarlett Bordeaux. Gone. No more. No longer.
They talk about potential, bro. Yeah, man, it's terrible. It's really terrible because I feel like at the end of the day, these are your future, future building block that you can build around the company. And then you still get rid of them. And where is the future going to come from?
NXT 2.0, bro.
No.
Okay, Karrion Kross. Let's talk about him. We've talked about him to death, actually, about how he's been absolutely, completely misused on the main roster. He shows up, right? Didn't he lose his first match to Jeff Hardy? Oh.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. It was so shocking that Foreign froze. So he lost his first match to Jeff Hardy. And then remember, we were talking about how, maybe this is his whole gimmick where like he'll come back even bigger and stronger and just destroy Jeff Hardy for many weeks. Obviously, none of that happened. Jeff Hardy got traded or injured or some damn thing. And then he was just left kind of hanging there. And then he lost to Bearcat for a while. Talk about two people who really floundered, had no idea what they were doing on the main roster, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I think of Karrion Kross, I think of his promos, bro.
I've never been a fan of his promos, not gonna lie.
Okay, but for me, I do.
Okay, the TikTok stuff or the...
It was mysterious and he did have that aura. But like I said, it was TikTok stuff, clearly, not the MMA stuff.
No, yeah, not the post, like, call up to Raw stuff, which was him just randomly yelling and growling about stuff. Anyway,
yes, correct.
Scarlett Bordeaux, let's talk about her then. And talk about completely wasted potential. I mean, look at her. She could have been a huge player as a valet, and then maybe at some point as a wrestler herself. Like, we compared her to a Sable, perhaps, in the future.
A bit of a Sable, a bit of Sensational Sherry, even. Didn't even get a chance to hear her promo, bro.
No, she didn't even appear once on Raw. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, Karrion Kross is there, he's floundering, he becomes Demolition Light, and then the rumors were like, oh, they're going to bring in Scarlett and he's going to go on a dominating run. Well, none of that happened.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. It's very hard for us to trust WWE. That's the problem now. Like, how do you get invested in characters when you never know when they get fired?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, they haven't been pushing these characters anyway. Like, if you take, and right now we really need to take NXT out of the equation. NXT doesn't exist. It's not canon anymore, if you realize, Like, everything that has been built, we are basing it off of their success in NXT. Well, according to certain people in the WWE hierarchy, that doesn't exist, apparently.
Bro, with all the releases, right? Can they fill up enough numbers to do a Royal Rumble or not?
I think so, bro. Actually, they should do a released Rumble.
Bro, they can do a WrestleMania card with the people they release, bro.
Yeah, and the amount of talent, it would probably be a really interesting card too. Okay, what's actually quite sad right now is I have nothing else to say about Karrion Kross, which means, well, I guess he didn't make that big of an impact.
He did put out a interesting vignette on social media, on his Instagram, some graveyard. It felt like a very Undertaker-like promo. But you know what? I hope they go back to where?
Where?
Impact.
Oh my god.
No, okay, I know it sounds like a huge demotion. It is lah. But I thought they were really finding their strike as like the lead heel duo in Impact. That was where they were doing quite well. So I hope he gets back his Killer Cross gimmick.
I wonder how many of these guys are going to be #all elite in 3 months' time.
Honestly, I hope none of them, because like you said, there's a bloating problem in AEW right now. Okay. Just looking, actually, we'll touch on that in just a little while. Like, who should actually, you know what? No. Let's do it now. So, okay, we talked about Keith Lee. Where do you want to see him next? As weird as this sounds, I want to see him in New Japan. New Japan? Oh, actually, he has the physique and and the Japanese crowd would, gravitate towards that, right? He gives me a bit of Bam Bam Bigelow vibes. Maybe he just needs an excursion in Asia to rebuild his mystique. And we know he's that big guy that can do fancy moves, and and New Japan would be the place to do that, right? Yeah. Also, people forget that he's actually going up there in age. He's in his late 30s already. Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's not as if he got a second chance at a big run, I think this might be and he also have health issues. So I don't really want to see him push himself too much if he can. Yeah. So go Japan, have a a resurgent run, and then maybe one day come back. Who knows, right? Karrion Kross, you talked about Impact already, together with Scarlett Bordeaux. Mia Yim goes with him to New Japan. I don't know. It feels like they will go to the same place. Yeah, of course, they will clearly stay together. Maybe if they go Japan, but probably I want to see her in Stardom though. Like, I feel that Mia Yim is those kind of traveling type of wrestler. I can see her traveling the indies and independents. So not really having a home for sure. There you go. Next up, this is an interesting one because she put out a statement as well saying that she was away
for mental health issues. She wanted to take a break.
I saw that.
The rumors were that she refused to be vaccinated. She didn't quite address that rumor. We're talking about Nia Jax.
Yes, I saw what she wrote. Very interesting about the vaccine thing though, because she made it clear that it wasn't because of vaccination. So the implication could be that she is not vaccinated, yeah. But then wouldn't they not allow her to work all this while? I don't think that's the case though.
So I don't know. This is all he said, she said, to be honest, right? But maybe, but she, that's the thing. Like in the statement, she didn't say whether she was vaccinated or not. So just not addressing that situation kind of implies to me that she indeed is not vaccinated, and thus the WWE are like, okay, you know what? We can't have you running around unvaccinated at live shows and potentially putting in danger the rest of our workers. Is it discrimination? Yes, but is it warranted? Well, we're not the ones to judge.
I'm thinking even if it's a vaccination situation, she doesn't sound like someone who doesn't purposely want to get vaccinated. It could be tied to her mental health thing. Maybe she is like having medical issues.
Sure, but why wouldn't she mention that then? You know? See, the thing is with the whole vaccination thing, right? Like, there are some people who just don't want to be vaccinated and it has nothing to do with their health, you know? It's just a weird thing. There have been celebrities who have been like anti-vax. You know, just because they're a celebrity doesn't mean they don't have some weird ass, you know, beliefs. You know what I'm saying?
Isn't there a huge hoo-ha with Black Panther's Letitia, right? Shuri?
Yeah, Shuri. She's also one of those who doesn't want to be vaccinated.
But she's gonna play a lead character in like a major Marvel movie, so
which is a problem for them, you know.
Yeah, of course.
So like, yeah, it's very interesting right now. This whole vaccination thing, it's sort of brought out the best and worst in people, right?
I mean, even if regardless of that, pushing the issue aside, let's address what is it at face value, like her having a mental health break. I think it's warranted for her to take that break, which she already got approved by WWE. But it seems like the issue is, if she wanted more of a longer duration for her break, and that's when WWE is like, okay, cutting their losses. What do you think about that?
That's what it is, and I'm by no means trying to defend the WWE. I'm just throwing out suggestions, right? Maybe that's her side of the story. You know, it seems like she's trying to justify it, like, you know, when you get fired or when you get released in that kind of a way, you feel very maligned. You feel like, oh, you know, just because I extended my leave, maybe it was already in the works. Because let's not forget, she's had a history of, quote unquote, injuring people, hurting people. She wasn't exactly setting the world on fire. She's not like, you know, like top star main event. You know what I mean? So a lot of it might come across a bit salty. But like I said, nobody's, you know, judging whether she really had like serious mental issues or whatever. It just, at this point, just sounds like she's upset, and she has a right to be upset because she just got fired.
What's funny is when you talk about safety issues, right, in the ring, one of the people that commented on her release was Charlotte Flair.
Oh,
she put heart shape on her comment. So you see, I mean, it seems like everything's good between both of them. But yes, you're right. I saw a lot of the comments. People were making fun of the fact that, I guess she's not The Rock's cousin anymore.
Oh my god! Like with Charlotte Flair as well, isn't there the rumor that Charlotte wants to get fired so she can go and be with her husband or fiance?
I wonder, bro, who are all these people sparking the rumors? Is it like an insider in WWE that's like leaking information?
Probably.
And why are they not found out by now?
Probably friends of friends of friends. Half of it is probably not true also. You know what I mean? That's why I don't trust the dirt sheets that much.
Yeah, so if they're reporting based on a rumor of a rumor, I mean, I mean, because we are also guilty, I guess, of fanning the speculation flame.
For sure.
Yeah, but like, come on, Nia Jax, you're right. Like, she had a good spot, but you know, she's not gonna be like the dominant world champion of women. You know.
Yeah. But okay, let's face it, lah. The fact that she's gone, yes, it sucks for her. But in terms of a product, do you think they've lost a huge asset? I say no. That's why let me go back to my point. I'll reiterate. Nobody on this list is a current like star that will hurt the WWE if they leave. None of them. They've been either portrayed poorly or they just haven't, you know, stepped to that next level yet.
I mean, maybe not a huge asset, but a huge ass.
Oh my god. Oh.
She's not like most girls. So
Okay, let's talk about where she might land next. Where it would be a good spot for her.
I actually just thought of something that none of us probably came to mind. Remember, like a couple of weeks back, they just announced that there's gonna be a new women's only promotion.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think she will make a great. I mean, she will make a great in terms of diversifying the size. Having someone like her in that kind of show.
Right. Right. Well, we don't know how big that promotion is going to be, though. That's the thing. And she, being The Rock's cousin and all, might have, she might demand quite a bit. That's why I would actually like to see her in AEW.
Really? I mean, she can't do any worse than Nyla Rose, right?
Well, there's the thing. Imagine her and Nyla Rose as a team. Her versus Nyla Rose. Like, her at AEW would definitely shake up the women's division. And we've talked about it. They need a bit of a shake up in terms of the women's division, right?
Maybe she can be what they wanted Awesome Kong to be before she had to retire, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like, they don't, right now, AEW don't have that dominant, powerhouse woman. Because Nyla Rose apparently has fallen off to the side and is doing just dark.
Yeah. That's legitimate. And I feel like, especially now that they said they have a TBS tournament, right? Like, clearly they're going to have 2 divisions worth of women. I think they need to pad out their female roster.
Yeah. Speaking of padding out their female roster, perhaps this next lady could do well in AEW. Considering her high level of skill. She is a little bit older, though, I believe. And another one of the releases, talking about Eva Marie. No, I'm kidding. No. She needs to go nowhere. Talk about Ember Moon.
Fuck off, bro.
Okay. Before we get to Eva Marie, everyone's favorite, let's talk about Ember Moon.
Yeah.
Who we all know the amount of potential she had in NXT, right? And then she came up to the main roster, floundered a bit, went back to NXT, and then floundered in NXT because of injuries. So, do you think this one is because she was injured a lot?
Clearly, yeah. I mean, she's very unlucky with injuries. It's been going on for a while. A lot of people forgot that she actually debuted in the main roster in like 2018, 2017.
Oof. Wow, yeah.
It was quite a while back. And I remember when she was like at the top of initial NXT run, that was like 2016, because she was the one that I think fought against Asuka.
Yes.
Asuka was doing that reign, right?
Yeah.
So like, she's been around the block for quite a while. Yeah. But you know what's so funny? Somebody brought up to me, I think was it Jason on DMs. He's saying that, of all the people that lasted so long, I never expected Dana Brooke to last this long.
Oh my God, you're right. What is she still doing there?
She's just there. She's like the Jillian Hall back in the day, like forever never fired.
Okay, you wait. Sekali on Sunday, as we record this on Saturday, sekali on Sunday, second round of releases. Then
yeah. But speaking of Ember Moon, I mean, she is amazing. Like, she can work. One of the best female finishers that I have seen. And yeah, I think she will bounce back greatly in AEW, yeah, for sure. But my only fear is, like you said, injury problem. So I think maybe a lighter schedule will help her. Even Impact also, I don't mind seeing her on Impact.
A lighter schedule. Maybe more of a mentorship role as well, right?
Yeah, I think she's already at that level. I don't know how young she is, what's her age, but she seems to be someone very seasoned. So I think she will be a great addition no matter what the roster.
There you go. It's time. It's time for everybody's favorite. Because remember when she first came in, there were a whole bunch of releases. So everyone was like, what? Y'all brought in Eva Marie to release other people? Well, now she gets the release acts. Though, honestly, I don't think she gives a shit because she got movies, she got her social media. So to her, it's like, okay, law, whatever, law.
Bro, it's clear that they had no idea. I mean, maybe they had an initial idea of what they wanted to do with her. Yeah. But like, what was the whole point? It's the most pointless signing and firing of all time.
Can we say that, like, this is a clear example of, like you just said, them not knowing what they want to do? They had a rough idea. Okay, we'll just bring her in and then see how. Pair her up with Dewdrop. The whole program was a wreck. Like, I don't think Dewdrop got any rub whatsoever. And then now Eva Marie go away.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that's good about her, signing and release was that they helped to bring like Piper Niven on the main roster. But from there onwards,
bro,
yeah, there's nothing else that can be done.
Right now, Piper Niven, aka Dewdrop, is, to me, 100% floundering. Like her thing, like what is that? So she came in as kind of a heel because she was brainwashed by Eva Marie, but then she half-ass turned, and then now she's all of a sudden like jazz fingers. Like I don't get it. So yeah.
Wait, just to check, Eva Marie, did she have a legitimate match? Like, did she do throw offense? She had like a competitive match in her entire run this past half a year?
No, absolutely not. She was on that weird part-time contract, I think.
Was she on a Sable contract?
I think.
You know what's a Sable contract, right?
What, like barely wrestle?
Back in the day, Vince McMahon, because you remember you watched the Luna version, Dark Side of the Ring, it was saying that Vince McMahon didn't want Sable to be touched or hurt in any way or bruised, so he had to take good care of her. Then I'm like, probably Eva Marie is like, under that kind of situation.
Yeah, obviously somebody in the company loves Eva Marie, huh? Let's just put it that way. Okay.
John Laurinaitis.
People power. So where does she go from here? Movies. There you go. Don't touch.
Back to B C-list movies, not a star movies.
Yeah, and social media. Don't come and mess around with wrestling anymore. Harry Smith, who I didn't even realize was with the WWE.
Yeah, so that's crazy because I think they signed him after they put the Dead in the Hall of Fame this year. And I think probably gave her a run, and like he's I think probably working dark matches or NXT, but he was never even on TV on NXT.
Yeah, and then like he's been released. Okay.
How do you think Natalia or Tyson Kidd feels backstage?
Yes, they're all related. Okay, the thing is with Harry Smith, right? Did he used to have like issues with people there? That's why he never came into the WWE for such a long time.
I know he had like, not say drug issue, but I know he had some like issues in terms of his own upkeep. And I think they had to let him go because of that. Yeah. But I think he did a great job in New Japan, building up his aura again. But I don't know, man, like, do you see recent photos of him? He looks quite old.
Oh, is it? Maybe his expiry date has crossed already, and then they're like, okay, there's nothing we can do with him. We're not even going to debut him on NXT.
He looks like a later day Bulldog. You know Bulldog when he wrestled in his jeans?
Yeah.
Like very, very like not put together well.
Yeah. So back to New Japan lah.
I think New Japan is a great landing spot. Even if not that, right? I think NWA, probably something a bit old school. I think probably will be up his alley. Hopefully.
There you go. Lindsay Dorado and Grand Metalik. I lumped them together because, well,
Speaking of them, did you watch? You watched Dynamite, right? You realized that Kalisto debuted on Dynamite over the past week.
Kalisto and what's the other guy's name?
Aerostar.
Is Aerostar a WWE guy as well? No,
he wasn't. He was a AAA guy.
Okay.
Samurai Del Sol, I think, is his former name.
Okay. So, yeah. Poor thing, didn't even get any fanfare. He just showed up.
Yeah. But back to Lindsay Dorado and Grand Metalik. I mean, they wanted to make them into like the new Rey Mysterio, but like clearly it's been shown no one can be a merchandise seller like Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, and Rey Mysterio is still there.
Yeah. So like, why do I need another luchador? I think they just need to have one token luchador in the promotion. Can really.
And plus, their token luchador has a son, so there's a built-in story there.
Yeah. So like, they are really dead, right? I mean, Lucha House Party were they ever over?
Maybe for a bit, the crowd would go lucha, but I don't think they were moving merchandise. And it was a long time coming This one, let's just put it that way.
Can I tell you something very weird and random?
What's that?
Lucha has a meaning in Malay.
Really? What does it mean? What does lucha mean?
Lucha means pawn.
Lucha House Party takes a totally different meaning, bro.
I know. That's why every time people start lucha, I think if you're with a Malay dude, they'll probably laugh.
Oh my god. Where do they go? AAA?
It's back to Mexico for sure. Come on. Yeah, clearly they need a home there, and they have a home there.
Yeah. Next up is a guy we don't really see a lot of, Jeet Rama.
Didn't he just had a match at NXT? Like, he just had a match.
Was that him? He lost to somebody, right?
He fought the Scion Queen, right? Or something like that?
No. Solo Sikoa, the third Uso.
So he basically just got jobbed out and then he got kicked out on the way out.
Yep, pretty much. Wow, that's quite sad, yeah. Like, he was one of the superstars or the wrestlers they brought up via the India tryouts, right?
Yes, correct. And this is not the same as the Veer and Shanky, not on the main roster guy.
No.
So probably, I mean, so that's the thing with WWE, like they probably want to have like a token one or two Indian superstars, not a lot.
Okay, you know how old he is?
No.
40, bro.
Okay, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, he hadn't even ever debuted on main roster. He's 40 already. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense. So
yeah, so I mean, why did they even sign him in the first place, right?
like you said, token, guy from that region.
Remember they had like a one random Indian super show? Remember that?
Yeah. He was on that show, right?
Yeah, was it earlier this year? I can't remember already.
Or last year. It was definitely during the pandemic, but I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah. But like maybe they realize like, okay, their Indian market, they're not going to really focus too much on it.
I mean, they already are focusing on Shanky and, well, not so much Shanky. They had Jinder Mahal. But honestly, they just need one or two. They don't need that many, right?
Yeah. And like the Veer guy has a great story.
Yeah.
Remember I told you about the bionic arm guy?
Yeah.
And then the other guy looks like a mini Great Khali. I mean, he's settled already.
Mini Kali, yeah. Veer now was it on Raw? They are referring to him by his full name, like Veer something else.
Is it? Bro, clearly we don't watch Raw enough.
Yeah, no, or we just don't pay attention.
Yeah,
repackaging lah, basically. But where he ends up, this one I can't tell you. I don't know. Back in India, probably.
Does India have a promotion? I'm pretty sure they do.
Yeah. So there you go. That's where he'll go, right?
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I think the American dream, I think I have to call it a day lah.
Yeah. The next one, Katrina Cortez. I have no idea who she is.
Wasn't she part of Legado del Fantasma? No. She was that female girl that they recruited, right?
No. This is not the one. She is a masked female wrestler.
Oh, then who's the girl that was in? Electra Lopez.
Electra Lopez. Yeah, different one. This one, Katrina Cortez is Chilean.
Clearly, the fact that I confused the two, that means she's not that memorable.
No. She's been sort of on NXT here and there as, I hate to use the term, but enhancement talent lah, essentially.
Okay. She's like a blue pants.
Yeah, a little bit. She's just there, had a few matches here and there. I remember seeing her wrestle, but nothing like, big.
Yeah, so this wasn't really a loss lah.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. Trey Baxter is another one. Okay, Trey Baxter, I need to Google.
Bro, Trey Baxter was the guy that Dante Chen fought in his debut lah.
Oh, you mean the one who's dating Cora Jade?
Yeah.
Oh, poor guy.
Poor guy. Didn't he just started a storyline?
Yeah. Well, that whole thing where he was backstage and then Cora Jade kissed him and then nothing really.
But he apparently was in the NXT breakout tournament. So I think he had a good run there.
Yeah.
And that's where they signed him in the first place. But like, he looks like any other pasty Englishman. Like, if they wanted that, they could have kept a bunch of other people, right?
Like Jack Gallagher or whoever.
Yeah, I was just thinking of him as well. So like, not really a loss. But I mean, he sounded like a good worker. Is NXT UK not short of talent, man? They don't need more people there, man.
Maybe he'll go there, or maybe they are different management, they'll sign him. Who knows, right?
No, but NXT UK is under WWE.
Oh, right, true. Whatever. But Cora Jade stayed with NXT, so
clearly they won the girl.
Yeah, I mean she's like what, 20, the youngest NXT
really
superstar. Yeah. Someone actually still pays attention to NXT, unfortunately. And
keeping a 20-year-old over a 40-year-old makes more sense lah.
I suppose so. And also she skateboards to the ring. Ooh. So you got a Darby Allin light.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta have another equivalent skateboarder in WWE. Yeah, that makes sense.
Like a punk chick, and she's much more nice to look at than Darby Allin. Anyway, next, Zayda Ramir. I have no idea who she is. I'm looking at a photo now. I still don't know who she is.
Probably not even a WWE NXT person, but a Performance Center member. Maybe she never even got out of the PC.
Yeah. She started at Shimmer. She was discovered in Booker T's Reality of Wrestling camp. Yellow, pretty much law. Yeah, like her. I'm looking at her like a wiki thing. Also, is very short. So yeah, she's definitely one of those that just started only.
I mean, Shimmer, that's one promotion that not a lot of us mentioned, but that's a great women's promotion right there. I feel like there's other places for women to actually thrive more than WWE right now. I think even Impact is treating their women wrestlers much better.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
not much to say. Let's move on, unfortunately. Jessica Meyer. Okay, the name sounds familiar, but she's one of those NXT talents that show up once in a while.
Yeah. I saw, was it Jessica Meyer that was on Isaiah Surf Squad's Instagram?
Yeah. Swerve basically was like, you'll find your spot or whatever.
Yeah. But she seems like someone that been hanging around the NXT developmental for quite a while. And she didn't make the breakthrough. So I guess
she's 33. So
yeah.
Yeah.
If she's still in development, I think Becky Lynch is 34 only, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, she's literally big time backs right now. You can't compare someone who's starting in developmental at 33 versus someone who's at her peak at 33 or 34.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what I'm saying. It's like, if I'm being a ruthless Vince McMahon businessman, like, do I really need this talent? So, okay, I know the headline of like this huge release sucks, right? We all know it sucks. People are losing their jobs. But the more that we look through the list, it makes sense.
Oh yeah, it makes sense from a corporate standpoint. Like if in a utopian world they had infinite amounts of money and they just throw money at anybody, of course everyone will be hired, right? You know?
Yeah, of course. That makes a lot of sense.
Talking about Isaiah Swerve Scott and Hit Row, the freaking voice of Hit Row just got released. Okay, this one is the most like, what the fuck are you doing? BFAB was released.
You brought up one of the most important. I mean, she's equally as important as the rest of Hit Row. She makes Hit Row.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
right.
What I mean?
And this is making me very worried for Hit Row because now Hit Row is just 3 guys and you know, sometimes when you look at a group, there's a spark. Like they may not be the main character, but they are there and it's important for them to be there. I feel like BFAB was that spark for Hit Row and now she's not there. I'm like, oh no, this is bad. This is real bad.
I got a possible like conflicting view though.
Okay.
Maybe right, they were on the main roster. Then Vince got a good look at them and then was like, hey, this girl, I don't think she can work. Or maybe she just got found out. Because that was one of the main things that we were unsure of. Because we was like, isn't she a bit too soon to go to the main roster? She was quite green in NXT even. So maybe they were like, you know, we can't do anything. If she's just going to be a valet, then no point.
But has she really been in main event matches? I mean, not main event, like main roster matches? Not really, what?
No, she's not. But I feel like maybe they probably worked out. I do not know. They didn't. Hit Row did have like one debut match.
Yeah. Like, but it was the 2 guys, right? It was AJ and Swerve.
Yeah, but it's like okay. If Hit Row does become big on the main roster without BFAB, right? Like, is he gonna be like one of those like forgotten members of Hit Row that was part of their group, but then like 20 years down the road, when Hit Row is like these legends, people like forget about this part of their history?
I hope not. Well, here's the thing. I don't even think, and this is like, I don't know, I've gotten to this point where like, I don't think Hit Row is going to make it either. Like, Hit Row is going to last for a year or 2. It'll be a mid-card faction. That'll be it. This is what I feel. Because I don't think the main roster, the writers, I don't think they get Hit Row.
Unless, like, the top dollar said, like, they're writing their own promos and they're not letting people touch what they do. Do you think they can bounce back without her, or do you think they're going to find a replacement for PFAB?
Now, who would that be? Tell me who would that be?
Any girl in the roster that can sing lah.
Very easy to find her. Any girl in the roster. All of a sudden, Hit Row come out with a different voice. Or like, you remember when, okay, well, this is a throwback, but remember when Shawn Michaels was managed by Sherry?
Yeah.
His song was sung by Sherry, Sensational Sherry. I think he's cute. I know his thing. And then when he turned heel, he got rid of her. It became him singing his own theme song. I know I'm cute. I know. So imagine, next week Hit Row come out is Hit Row. Bunch of guys.
It's top dollar sing.
Yes. Hit Row.
Yeah. Oh man, that would be quite funny. I mean, like, also didn't Shawn Michaels replace Sensational Sherry with Luna Vachon or so?
Oh yeah, for a bit. Yes.
So there is like a history. There's a pattern there that, like, you know, I don't know whether they're saying that the women are replaceable. I hope not.
But BFAB is literally the voice.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, Unless they change the voice lah.
Well,
like you said.
that would be damn stupid, yeah.
Then it will be like some random Christina Aguilera.
Hero. Bro, how about this? Carmella.
Mela is money.
No,
Hey, but you know what? I think Carmella will be a great member of Hit Row though. Oh, I know who.
Who?
Aaliyah.
Oh my god.
She ain't doing shit.
Just put her there.
But she's like a bit the what she calls herself bougie.
The bougie, yeah. No, she totally doesn't have the vibe. The vibe is absolutely wrong. She's not quote unquote like, you know, in that culture. She's all like atas and bougie.
But I don't know, man. Like, you know, she got a bit of like the atas rap flavor. Right. I don't know.
Wait, didn't Carmella like try to do a record one time? It was your favorite show, bro, that you don't watch. WWE Divas. Like she's trying to collab with R-Truth.
Total Divas, is it?
Yeah. Like there was one season, I forgot if it was Carmella or it was somebody else. Like one of these blonde chicks.
Are you sure it's not Naomi?
Oh wait, no, you're right. It's Naomi. Oh, bro. Naomi, bro. Hit Row.
Bro,
Naomi.
She's just there.
Yeah.
I mean, how about there's like a bidding war between her, Hit Row and the Bloodline? How about that?
For Naomi's membership, is it?
I mean, yeah, she can sing.
Yeah.
We know that she can sing.
Okay, well.
Then she can twerk at the same time.
Oh god. Yeah. Well, yeah, this one to me is the biggest, like, what the fuck are you doing? They just debuted, for crying out loud.
Didn't someone just debut and then I think got fired also this year? I can't remember who.
It's happened more than once. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not coming to my mind, but you know what I mean. It's just a pattern.
Let's move on. Oni Lorcan. So he was in a faction with it was Oni and the other guy whose name they are so bland. That's the problem. They are so bland. They're so forgettable.
Bro, it's Danny Burch, bro.
Oh, Danny Burch. Okay, so now it was Oni Lorcan, Danny Burch, Ridge Holland, and Pete Dunne. Right? Pete Dunne don't know, like, not around already.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Ridge Holland got called up to the main roster. I forgot which brand because I barely see him.
SmackDown.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he had a vignette. He was just backstage, whatever.
With Aaliyah and all the people that just came out on the roster, right? Yeah.
This one I'm like, okay lor, I'm not surprised lor.
I think Oni Lorcan is like his level was always NXT. He was never gonna be a main roster guy.
Yeah.
He's like a journeyman kind of, right?
Yeah. So I feel like Indies or maybe AEW Dark Elevation. Sort of a deal.
NWA. I mean, she's kind of a throwback, and that's the problem. Maybe WWE doesn't want throwback wrestlers anymore.
No.
Yeah, they want to focus on the future. And like, if they're gonna get kids, right? You think a 4-year-old or 8-year-old will look at Oni Lorcan and be like, "Wow, what a superstar!"
I want an Oni Lorcan action
Give
figure.
me an Oni Lorcan figurine.
No, that's not fucking happening.
Yeah.
Okay, so one more. And this one I'm also very surprised at because you could see that the potential was there. She had a very unique look, unique style. She can work the mic. Plus, she's the wife of John Morrison, who is not doing anything as well. So I'm surprised John Morrison didn't show up on the list. Maybe because he's good friends with The Miz. But I mean, not that I want him to be fired, of course. You know what I've said about the drip and how, like, I feel like he's super underrated. But his wife just got released as well. Frankie Monet.
Honestly, I'm not surprised, but I'm very disappointed.
Okay, why were you not surprised?
Okay, Taya Valkyrie. Like, let's call her by her real, very awesome indie name, by the way. Like, Taya Valkyrie is like a journey woman. You know, she did state that going to WWE was a dream, and I was happy for her when she finally got signed. But she made her name, you know, as in Mexico, she was an awesome, like, luchadore. That's what they call it, right? She was great in Impact. She was even challenging Tessa Blanchard for the women's knockouts title in Impact. So she was legitimate, right? But I just felt that she came to WWE too late. Like, she was in developmental and she's like 34, 35, slightly younger than John Morrison. And then they gave her a complete new name change. Like, this Frankie Monet was slapped on her like only this year. And she has like almost 13 years of wrestling experience known as Tara Valkyrie. So she was always gonna be an uphill battle. My only surprised was that they didn't push her when she got onto the NXT roster. Why wasn't she fighting Raquel Gonzalez?
Yeah,
For the main title.
yeah. That is the very curious thing, right? So immediately when she debuted, she's like, wow, she got the look. She's a complete package. She's a star, really. Like anybody can tell. But I wonder if this is a Vince McMahon thing. Didn't see anything in her or whatever. Like, or even like in NXT itself. You're right. She didn't have like any major storyline. She was hanging out with Robert Stone, which obviously is, if you cannot assign to Robert Stone, your career is dead. I mean, she wasn't with him, but they were like playing up angles there. Yeah, she had a few matches here and there. They weren't bad, but it's like they did nothing with her in the old NXT 2.0, and then now, poop, gone.
I think they really mishandled her run in WWE or NXT. Like she really had all this, not only just the fact that she's a star, right? The way she carried herself, but she had all this momentum and clout from the indies. Like everyone in the indies knew her, or at least knew her connection with John Morrison, if nothing else,
I wonder if it's a case of we don't want no indie talents. That whole vibe of, we just want to focus on building our own stars. These indie people will never have that connection that they do with the company. So let's just, cut our losses.
I'm just very sad for her because, like she said, like it's always been her dream to make it to WWE. Can you imagine you work so hard to get your dream job and you only lasted like 6 months in your dream job? What's next?
And here's the thing. You talk about her having a legacy as her other name, right? Valkyrie.
Taya Valkyrie,
Taya Valkyrie. I'm like, but then just when she debuted, I was like, wow. And honestly, if she debuted on the main roster next week and is challenging one of the main stars, I can see it because she has the presence, you know? So, like, you could have hotshot her and, like, okay, fine. You have a few weeks versus one of the top baby faces. And then after that, title contention, she doesn't win, but immediately you build a name. You immediately have a mid to top tier competitor already in her, I believe. She has that presence, she has the talent. So I'm like, that's to me, out of the whole list, was the biggest waste.
I watched her for the first time in Lucha Underground. I don't know whether you saw some of her work in Lucha Underground. She was an amazing promo. She had this great character in Lucha Underground. She a bit of Luna version, but very wild child, crazy girl. And how I connected with her was when I watched her interview with Chris Van Vliet. She did like an in-depth interview with him, and she was literally her origin story, bro, very similar to Lita, bro.
Oh.
She wanted to get a wrestling school, find a wrestling school in the US, couldn't find. She was from Canada. She wanted to find in US, couldn't find. She was like, okay, fuck it. I'm just going to take a one-way trip to Mexico and figure myself out. So she was this one random Canadian blonde girl in Mexico, like going to like Triblia and all these like huge ass arena Mexico, and trying to find a job. And she really had to work her way up and prove herself in that crazy world. You know how it is in Mexico, right?
Yeah.
And she basically took care of herself, built up her career. Then from there, she got picked up by Lucha Underground. So like her journey in wrestling is so unique.
I think it's safe to say that she will land on her feet. This is, not a big like loss for her. She'll definitely find a place to be like. If it's not Mexico, probably AEW, whatever. And I'm just like this is, and maybe because like her husband John, they both don't seem to play the political game in the company. Maybe because they know that they have all these other options they can easily just go to, so they just lepak lah. And then you don't push yourself there, then they're like, okay lah,
Do you think John gives you a bit of Rob Van Dam vibes?
Yeah.
Like I don't play politics, I just want to do my own thing.
Correct. Yeah. And unfortunately, in a corporation that big, sometimes you have to chocho a bit, you have to suck up a bit, you have to like pop into the writer's room. Hi, everybody come. I got McDonald's for everybody or some bullshit like that. That's not what it is, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, it's so weird because I feel like in every company, they seem to only want to reward the ones who are like super crazy driven. And I get it. Like, you want to know that you can be a workhorse for the company and I want to put more of my stock or investment in you.
Sure.
But I also feel those people who are just chill, not that they just want to get a payday, but their character, their disposition is, I'm not a guy who is like a crazy, I'm going to strive and get everything. I want to do my own thing. I just want to be me, be left alone. There are people like that. And it's not as if it shouldn't be frowned upon if there's people who just want to do that, you know. But there is a value to them as a talent as well.
Yeah.
Like you can't just put them aside just because they're like that.
Well, it's the, I hate to say the political game, but it is what it is, right? Like you talk about those people who are like, oh, ultra passionate, pushing about this, that, and the other thing. There's that. But because you see people like that, right? You see them more often. They are in your emails more often. And this is not just about wrestling. We're talking about like almost like real life stuff. Yeah, visibility. If you are constantly talking to the boss about A, B, C, D, E, even if it's about bullshit nonsense, at least you are in their eye line. So some people might view that as them playing the political game. Some people might view that as, oh, you're just making friends. What's wrong with that, right? And in fact, it's good for your career. So, and John Morrison strikes me as the kind of guy who's like, oh yeah, I know I'm freaking talented. I'll just relax one corner. You want me to do this, Ken? I'll do whatever you want me to do. But I'm not there trying to pitch you ideas for A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And maybe Vince and company, they are the type. Actually, they are definitely the type, right? We've heard from podcasts that they like it when people go up to them, challenge them, pitch ideas for their characters, stuff like that.
Yeah, and John Morrison is entering his 40s, man. I mean, I think that's the age where you kind of like, I'm not going to take a bullshit from people. I just want to do what make me happy. I mean, you would know, Mr. Young.
Oh, yes, of course, 100%. Like the last time we saw Morrison was on Raw, he was stretching and then he was interacting with Reggie. I'm like, what?
Okay, but things might pick up, Mr. Young, because as you know from the grapevine, The Miz has just been eliminated from Dancing with the Stars.
Oh god!
So he's gonna get his buddy back soon on TV. So
I hope they feud. I hope it becomes a big thing, and I hope that Miz has reached the top already, right? Yeah. I really actually hope that Miz somehow helps his buddy out and gives Morrison the shine. But then again, Morrison could be at that stage where he doesn't care about that. He's like, oh, I don't care to be champion. I just, enjoy the paycheck.
Isn't it so weird? Because like a decade ago, we were talking about who's the Martin Jannetty, who's the Shawn Michaels of the group. Yeah. Everyone thought the Miz is going to be the one that gets pushed aside.
Right. It turns out it was the complete opposite. Right?
Yeah, sometimes life works out in a weird ways, man.
Anyway, so there you go. Those are the massive releases of the second release of 2021, the second wave of releases. Some shockers, some like, some okay lah, makes sense. So all in all, let me go back to my initial point. I'm not surprised at any of them. I'm just like sian that it happened because people lost their jobs and there was a lot of potential here. A lot.
Yeah, it was. But I think at the end of the day, we kind of see the reason why. Yeah.
It's not like, for example, like a Bray Wyatt. That one was like, what the fuck? You know?
Yeah, that was still the most shocking of the year.
And in case you didn't know, of course, Rotunda. What's his full name?
Wyndham Rotunda.
Wyndham Rotunda recently just changed his Twitter handle because his contract is up. So, will he be all elite at Full Gear? I mean, if you want to drop a big surprise, now would be the time, right?
So like, didn't his contract come out right around Halloween, like 29 October, right? Yeah, I remember the date. Because it was my birthday, right? So, but I feel like Full Gear will be great, but I just would wonder where does he fit in the current storylines. Okay, which storyline we want to see him appear most or affect?
Like that order. It seems like the most logical fit, right? Scully, he come back and he completely revamps himself. He's like this corporate guy. I would love to see that. Like he seems like the sort of creative, he seems like the creative sort that could come up with whatever and you don't have to necessarily pigeonhole him into like, weird cult guy or creepy supernatural character guy. He could literally come back as a wheeling, dealing businessman, whatever.
I want to see. Okay, that's the thing. Like, I'm torn. I want to see him do something new, but I also want I want to see him acknowledge all his past things in WWE. Like, I felt the best person that transitioned was Malachi Black. I think everything that he did in NXT informs how he is presented in AEW. So I hope that for an audience, right, it's not so much of a stretch. Or this is too much of a departure.
Right. Well, he could, initially come in as his Uncle Rogers type character. We've seen that before.
can you imagine him as Uncle Rogers interacting with like Johnny Hungy or
God.
Orange Cassidy?
Yeah, could be. Well, we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, talking about Full Gear, anything else you want to mention before we jump into our preview of AEW?
No, man. Let's motor on ahead. Let's go.
All right, let's jump right in. Okay, Full Gear. Has anything interesting happened on Rampage as we speak, by the way?
No. All I know is there was an awesome pull apart between I think Eddie Kingston and CM Punk, and I think the main event was a match between the Super Clique and Dark Order. And when I was looking at eyeing the screen, Adam Cole was the last person standing before the end of the broadcast.
Yeah, we know exactly what will happen between Super Clique and Dark Order. There's not going to be any big shenanigans there because the feud is with the Jurassic Express and Christian Cage anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I feel like, man, Adam Cole, do you feel Adam Cole's momentum is still there or no?
No, he's become the third buck lah, basically. He's sort of just there goofing around, and I know Jim Cornette is jumping up and down and like waving his fists at this, like, oh, I hate Adam Cole now because he's basically turned his back on everything he's done, blah blah blah. But it's like if he is having fun, then okay lah, he can go there and have fun and do his young buck shit lah.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing, but what Jim Cornette say, I think has a lot of is valid lah. Like you were the biggest star in NXT, and now you're playing third fiddle with your friends. Like, is that really what you want, or can you do more, or is this just gonna be a thing that they do for now and you eventually lead to a story?
I think that is what it is. Like there are way too many quote unquote like big names there vying for that top position. That's why like CM Punk, we've talked about this before. CM Punk's sort of like, taking some time before he gets there, right? Maybe Adam Cole's doing the same. So now it's Bryan Danielson's time to rise to ascendancy so that you don't have too many people clashing all at once, which I can understand. But it does devalue his sort of, time there. Or maybe they could just, have a fallout lah at some point.
Yeah. Yes.
Adam Cole and the Young Bucks.
At the end of the day, I feel like it's okay. I don't mind them like kind of like giving each person a turn, in who to push. But I just hope that, I mean, CM Punk, I'm a bit like, not that I don't think AEW mishandled his return. I still feel that he is definitely a draw, but the risk of overexposure definitely is being felt because him appearing on Dynamite and he had this great talk that he gave to Jon Moxley, get well soon, Jon Moxley.
And by the way, just to talk about that for a quick second, Jon Moxley, they announced that he was checking himself into rehab for alcohol addiction, right? Was it?
Yes, correct.
So, certainly best wishes go out to him. Like, kudos on him for seeking help and admitting that he had that problem. And now we just hope for the best for his recovery. And, going back to what CM Punk did, he basically used his promo time to wish Jon Moxley the best, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, and I think, but do you realize that was actually the first time since his debut that he actually had a sit-down promo with the audience, right? And I feel like that is the thing that made me realize, okay, this is rare, and I appreciate this. I don't want this too often.
Yep.
And also, yes, maybe him coming on commentary here and there is fine. Having like one-off matches with all these small guys are fine, but like, I don't want it to be the norm. The Eddie Kingston now is a proper feud. I think this is the first proper feud since Darby Allin. Yeah,
which is good. Like, I mean, just keep him off my TV. Not because I don't like him, but because you are going to overexploit. Yeah. We've talked about this ad nauseum already. So, the question is though, is this match going to be added to the Full Gear card?
Seems like it. I think it's already been teased. Didn't really see what exactly happened. On Rampage, we probably would know. Yeah. Mr. Young, speaking of which, we really need to power through Full Gear because I realized that somebody is waiting for me. I'm supposed to meet at 11:30. I realized it's already 11:30.
Wow. Okay. Here we go then. Bryan Danielson versus Miro. Miro replaces Jon Moxley. Which makes me wonder, was Moxley ever going to win this, or was this going to be a straight shot for Bryan Danielson to challenge?
I think Bryan Danielson was always going to be the guy.
Yeah, and it makes the most sense, right? You talk about contenders for the World Championship. Very quickly, want to mention that Kenny Omega had a very back and forth, very even match with Angels, some don't know who, And I'm like, why do they keep doing this? He's Ellen Angels from the Dark Order. No. I understand you want to put over your friends and shit like that, but you are the main champion. You should be demolishing him in 5 seconds or 5 minutes.
One thing I appreciated about the fact that they started out AEW Dynamite with their world champion finally.
Yeah, finally, right? Like when the music hit, I was actually pumped up. I was like, oh, okay. And then this went back and forth. I was like, what are you doing? You don't like, can you imagine the Attitude Era? And then freaking Stone Cold comes out and then has a 20-minute match with some jobber from Kai En Tai. Like, what the fuck?
Bro, 20-minute competitive match with D'Lo Brown.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, as much as I love D'Lo Brown, no. There is
sometimes I need to treat their main eventers as the main eventers. When I mean that, it's like main eventers don't even interact with the low-cut jobbers.
No, but if they do, is they put them down or they destroy them. You know what I mean? It's like I hate I get that they're trying to be fair to everybody, but still, when he does that, it makes their main title look small. Like, okay, you're not that special after all. Anyway,
it does.
Kenny Omega, talking about him. Okay, we'll leave that for last since that's the main event, it seems like. Darby Allin with Sting versus MJF with Wardlow. Okay, the clash of this is like The Rock versus Triple H.
The new generation.
Yeah, when they were feuding for the Intercontinental title.
Yeah, a peek into the future, and I really love it.
Yeah.
It's literally the two building blocks of AEW. The main face guy, the main heel guy. I mean, it's great.
Yeah, just don't let Darby Allin talk too much. MJF do all the talking. Great. Like, I don't believe Darby Allin admitted that he was an incel. That was like, what the fuck?
I didn't really watch that promo, but I'm glad I didn't watch it.
Because MJF was like, oh, you like him because he's talking to the crowd, right? You are just like him. You're all a bunch of losers, incels. And then Darby Allin's like, yeah, I may be all those things. I'm like, oh my God, did you just call yourself an incel? Oh no, that's not a good look, my friend.
Gosh. Okay, but who do you think should win this?
I think this feud has way more legs, so I would say a lot of shenanigans. Also, did you see, during the pull apart, Sting had a bunch of masked men come out to help him. Almost like a Yes army, but it's a Sting army wearing like these paper masks. So I'm like, what is going on? Is that their thing now?
I mean, I thought it was visually interesting. I saw the highlights of that. I think it was cool.
But what is the meaning? You know what I mean? So he has a bunch of followers, his incel group.
When you talk about meaning, bro, have you seen Darby Allin's promos, like pre-match promos where he just jumped off a helicopter in a skateboard? Like, it has no meaning. It's artistic.
It's to show that he gives zero fucks, right? That he's a daredevil, blah, blah, blah. That one kind of got meaning, but it's like, where did this random masked man come from? Like, and I'm pretty sure one of the masked men, maybe this is what will happen. One of the masked men will come up, pretend to help Darby Allin, beat him down, and then remove the mask. It's freaking the Pineapple. Like a member of the Pineapple. This is what I'm calling, this is the finish of the match. So MJF wins shenanigans.
MJF wins. I would say the opposite. I would say the story they're trying to tell is MJF beating down on Darby Allin and Darby Allin rising from it. So I mean, that's probably a better story to tell. So Darby Allin for the win.
Also the promo, right? They were talking about about wrestling. Like MJF is like, you don't know how to wrestle. You just do daredevil shit. Actually, maybe based on that could be the finish where Darby Allin beats MJF with a wrestling move, a roll up, schoolboy, you know? Actually, now that you reminded me, right? Because of that one line in the promo, I think it makes sense for that to happen. Like where Darby Allin doesn't do a suicide dive type move, but actually beats him with wrestling. And then MJF will be dulan about that, and then he'll challenge him to some bullshit match lah.
You know how refreshing it is to actually speculate on a match and know that they're not going to come up with the worst finish ever. Like they might actually come up with decent finishes.
Well, we'll wait and see, okay? We could be overlooking, we're looking too much into it and then they come up with some bullshit. You never know. You watch. Either this happens or completely all the masked men come out and yes. Hey, wait, no, sorry. Wrong
channel.
Wrong channel. Okay, the Lucha Bros versus FTR for the AEW World Tag Team Championships.
Actually, I'm looking forward to this match because I think it's going to be a great showcase of both their styles.
Yep.
And the best thing about this match is there's no Young Bucks in the title picture.
Yes, like with FTR, they'll slow it down for the Lucha Bros, so they can have this like proper like North American style match. And I'm also looking forward to it. Storyline wise too, it's like freaking FTR. They're coming out to like Lucha style music with the AAA titles. It's so like disrespectful. I love it.
Yeah, bro. Do you listen to their theme song on Dynamite? Like some Morodo.
Yeah.
Those like 80s disco beat.
Yeah.
Fucking funny.
Yeah. It's just like, and they're really pissing off the crowd, the Lucha Bros, right? So
and the entire Lucha community. For sure.
Yeah. Okay. Does FTR win just to pile more heat on them?
I think they
should, right?
But Lucha only had the title, just got the title like 2 months ago. I think it's too early.
Yeah.
Maybe another babyface win, but just barely. I think just barely.
Then so FTR can have a reason to whine and bitch and moan about it. Say, we want rematch.
They're still the AAA champions no matter what. So
and they could foreseeably do, okay, you want back this AAA? Come, we do a title for title. Then they can swap it back.
Yeah.
And then Lucha Bros can get the AAA title and go and defend it at AAA. Which they do, right?
That'll be dope. That will be dope.
So that could be it, lor. Inner Circle, Inner Circle. Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, Sammy Guevara, Santana, and Ortiz versus the Men of the Year and American Top Team. So did you watch the whole interaction?
Yes, I did. And did you see? We just got reposted by Paige Van Zandt.
Oh no shit! Oh my god, Paige Van Zandt looks so hot. And
yeah, bro.
Like, hey, stop with the bare knuckle fighting. Stop it. You are gonna hurt yourself with this shoot fighting nonsense. You are born to be a heel, a badass. Just start training pro wrestling. Now just do promos. In the meantime, on the side, do training.
Yeah, I mean, like her UFC run kind of like fizzled out already. Like she's not really that hot in Europe MMA.
Yeah, that's why she transitioned to doing bare knuckle fighting.
Yeah, but if I'm not wrong, it was only like a 4-fight deal, right? It was paying her really well, but it was only a 4-fight deal. I honestly feel that she can be the best female MMA crossover athlete since Ronda Rousey, just because she has the personality to match it.
Yeah. But does she have the natural, like the gifts in the ring? That one is yet to be seen because she hasn't shown any of that yet. And I hope she does. I hope they don't go and like what they did with Junior Dos Santos. I hope they don't expose her yet. Okay, this one, you have a gem. You need to go and train so that she can have a proper match.
Bro, clearly she can take all 5 men on. So it's all good, bro. She can do it, bro. Only fans, I'm going to sign up.
Oh, that setup was then what? But oh my gosh, she's hot AF. She's really good on the mic. Can stand there with Chris Jericho and go back and forth. Yeah. And she set it up, that joke, they set it up one. So,
yeah, of course she did. But the funny thing is, I didn't realize, I completely forgot, but I just got reminded that she actually made it to the finals of Dancing with the Stars a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that too. So she's like a legit like multimedia darling, right?
Yeah, so she can do everything. She can fight legitimately. She can dance legitimately. Now, I think she can wrestle. I really honestly think she can. What I tell you, a drinks match, I'm going to call it, she's going to do a one-time random Hari Karana on like Chris Jericho just to annoy her.
Yeah. Actually, no. She's done some really cool things where, like, she had one of the guys in the corner and then she like body shots. And they didn't look bad. They looked like they hurt.
Yeah.
So
what if AEW just stumbled on their Ronda Rousey equivalent star?
Exactly. Just out of the blue. And if they are, I don't think they are stupid. I think they will be able to see this, and I really hope they capitalize. Let's get her training, and we don't have her go out there and do hurricanranas and bullshit like that. Keep it mat-based, simple. Just make it so that her shoot moves look good. Her work moves look shoot.
You know what's the funniest thing? The one we are most excited about is not even in the match.
No, it's it's friggin' Paige Van Zandt. Like, you talk about Ronda Rousey, right? Like, Ronda Rousey took to pro wrestling so quickly, so easy. She was like a Kurt Angle, basically. Yeah. I don't know if Paige Van Zandt can do that, but she doesn't need to do that.
I feel that she will be she'll be a better character for wrestling than Ronda Rousey. Because Ronda Rousey was always quite wooden. Yeah. But Paige Van Zandt can be. I mean, she's already trading barbs with Chris Jericho. What else? What else can you say?
And she's hot as F.
I know, Mr. Young. I know.
Oh my god. Okay, anyway,
But yeah, she is, but sure.
yeah, for the heels on this one, you got Ethan Page, Scorpio Sky, Andre Arlovsky, Junior Dos Santos, and the big one, Dan Lambert. So obviously, this is going to be the one where they humiliate Dan Lambert finally. The faces get the come up, get the big victory. Yeah,
That makes a lot of sense. But you know what? Andre Arlovsky, he's quite legit as well, right? He's like a undefeated guy, right?
Bro, here's another one. Just like the Junior Dos Santos one. It's like you didn't really build up Andre Arlovsky, and he's like a legit former UFC champ.
So, the most recognizable name, Jorge Masvidal, is nowhere near this match.
No.
So his shit was one off lah.
Yeah, because he has a legit fight career still like very much alive lah.
He's the only one that is still relevant lah.
Relevant. Arlovsky and Junior, they are like okay like they are like legit shoot fight careers are pretty much winding down. So they're like okay, come mess around here.
Yeah, you know what? I really like the fact that they are so open in mentioning UFC, the MMA community, and I know WWE. That's the problem. They never really acknowledge it, but like the fact that they embrace it, I think is great for wrestling fans all around.
And there's a reason, by the way, this is a street fight to hide the fact that Arlovsky and Dos Santos and Dan Lambert are not trained workers.
Yeah, but I just want them just give me a one-time still shot to Dan Lambert. I'm happy already.
Oh yeah, that's
still
the whole
chair shot.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point, right? So anyway, that PVZ will be part of this as well. So I can't wait for that. I will watch this match only for Page fans then.
I know, bro. Next thing you know, bra and panties.
Okay, yeah, I don't think so. Hey, don't forget that AEW is quite a woke company. Okay, so that will never happen.
Of course lah, they won't lah. But then again, I mean, and Cody.
Did you
see?
Hold on. Did you see what she was wearing? She was practically in her bra already anyway.
Yeah, then okay lah. Then you know what's gonna happen next. OnlyFans, bro. They mentioned OnlyFans.
Stop. Okay, let's move on. Britt Baker versus Ty, whatever. How it's spelled Tay, but it's Ty, right?
Yeah.
So,
Britt Baker winning. Come on, clearly. Move on. Let's go.
Yeah, this one don't waste time, huh? She's barely even been on Dynamite. She came out for a save, but like,
I don't know how Ty is the one that is the contender over so many other people.
Yeah, and a J even would have made more sense, right? But
yeah,
whatever lah. This is pretty much a one-sided victory, unless they want to really swerve us, but I don't think so. Okay,
unless somebody debuts right after the match.
Who? Not the recently released, cannot lah.
A bit too soon. I mean, I don't know. Maybe some of them forget that they had 30-day clause. Maybe they didn't even have it in their schedule. Who knows?
Kenny Omega. Actually, before we get to the main event, do you think this is where Wyndham Rotunda shows up?
Where? At this
pay-per-view
or at this match?
At the pay-per-view lah, somewhere lah.
I think it will make a very newsworthy news for him to appear. I'm just wondering where. I haven't thought of where, because Dark Order I think is not really a good landing spot in terms of the story right now being told.
True. Actually, if you look at the entire card up and down, it's like anywhere you try to fit in would be like shoehorning. Like you're just trying to shove him in just to have him show up. Yeah,
maybe. So just a one-off. Okay, but what's Malachi Black doing?
Nothing. Ooh, maybe he could be promoting and then hello.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes lost to Andrade. I don't know whether it's gonna be any last-minute match where Cody appears or whatever. But I feel like Cody is the guy that always takes the pinfall every time a new person debuts. So maybe Cody could be the one getting pushed to the dark side by Wyndham. I don't know.
Maybe Wyndham is the one who seduces him to the dark side. He gets rid of Arn Anderson. Oh, that could be a whole storyline. But that means we would have to see more of Cody Rhodes.
Bro, I want Wyndham and Malachi Black in the same ring, teasing a faction or unholy alliance.
Oh, okay, there you go. Here we go then. Kenny Omega versus Hangman Adam Page for the AEW World Championship. Now, I mean, I guess the real question is this Adam Page's crowning moment?
Yeah. So my higher level question is, did they do it just at the right time? Was it too late? Or was it too soon? What's your thoughts?
I dare say that Hangman Page is as hot as ever with the AEW crowd. Every time he's come out, he's revealed himself, whatever. Huge pops, right?
Yeah.
I do think it's too soon too, because I want to see Kenny Omega versus Bryan Danielson for the AEW title as well. That's probably going to be in the future, right? Like Bryan Danielson versus Hangman Adam Page.
face versus face. I don't know, man. Maybe that could be a one-off like match at New Year's or winter is coming. That's what they did last year.
Yeah. Or it could be one of those situations where they have a friendly match, they shake hands after that, lor.
Yeah, but I don't think that will be a rivalry per se. If Hangman Page is the champion, they probably need to bring out a new heel.
Yeah. But I mean, it kind of shits on his... like, I don't know, you know?
Holy shit.
What
if... Okay, this might be a stretch lah. But what if Hangman Page wins, have a crazy celebration, everything goes dark,
Wyndham
appears straight, hot-shotted to the main title picture. Will that be like a spit in the face to all the AEW fans, or will people be legitimately marking out for it? What do you think?
I think people will mark out for it. But you take away from Hangman's... You shit on his return. Like, you take away from his moment. He needs that big winning moment.
He needs like that Chris Benoit coronation or Bret Hart coronation moment.
That's why, in a way, I feel like maybe he shouldn't win this. Let Kenny Omega win this. And then Kenny Omega goes on to feud with Bryan Danielson, but Hangman's still like, I missed my shot, blah, blah, blah. But I get what you're saying, though. Like, it feels like if he doesn't win it now, it's now or never, right?
Yeah. You said it's too soon. Actually, I think it's too late. Honestly, in my opinion, because I thought that he was even way hotter before, like he went away for his what do you call it? I think
paternity leave.
The child gave a childbirth, right?
Yeah.
And wasn't he supposed to be scheduled for All Out to be the champion? And then they pivoted with Christian and Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
I thought that was when he should have been crowned the champion.
So, okay, if Hangman Adam Page wins, he becomes champion, then he moves on to face Bryan Danielson. So it kind of like nullifies the entire championship eliminator tournament, right? That whole journey that Bryan Danielson has taken, because, you know, he goes on to face Adam Page. He's not going to take the title off of Adam Page immediately. That would be such a buzzkill.
Okay, the best booking sense to make is that they will have that one-off match. They will have an amazing like 30-minute match, but it's just going to end because Kenny Omega comes and distracts Bryan Danielson, and I think then they can pivot, because I think Bryan Danielson is the kind of person that, like, you know what, I don't have to be the champion. I can just give this great rub and put over Hangman Page, and then I can pivot and get sidetracked by my rivalry with Kenny Omega.
Right, and then their rivalry will be the sort of rivalry that doesn't need a title, right? So Hangman Page will have the title, and he'll move on and feud with whoever lah.
You know who I still think should be the biggest heel to fight Hangman Page after this?
Ooh.
It should be Cody, bro. Come on.
Oh, God. Go back on his word.
Let Cody go back on his word. Stop it with the, I'm sorry to the fans, I will do better. I will not turn. Fuck off.
I will not turn. It would be interesting like if he somehow words it or, you know, bullshits his way into a title match, but then he claims he's doing it for the fans.
Yeah. That would be crazy, man.
Like really play this deluded, like, you know, villain who thinks he's a hero.
I mean, we'll never know. But you know what? How excited are you for Full Gear as compared to like All Out? Because I remember All Out was CM Punk's debut. Yeah. So I remember the hype was really crazy. How would you say your hype level is for Full Gear?
Well, the fact that I am going to buy the pay-per-view, you know, on Fight TV, right? Like, says a lot already, you know?
Yeah.
I think a lot of it has to do with Paige Van Zandt. That's why I say she's money. She needs to be, like, you know, groomed.
Yeah. You know, bro, I just thought something. Like, we also haven't confirmed whether CM Punk is going to fight Eddie Kingston, right?
Yeah.
But if you think about it, right, the selling point of this pay-per-view is Hangman Page coronation.
Yeah.
And I mean, Inner Circle versus American Top 10, I don't know whether it's the reason why people buying a pay-per-view, but I think there is some curiosity there. Yeah. But other than that, right, it's actually, people are just buying it because it's an AEW pay-per-view. Like, people trust that it's going to be a good.
Yeah.
But it's not really because of a certain match, in my opinion.
Yeah. Which actually is kudos to them as a company for being able to put out pay-per-views that are buy-worthy. You see, because they still rely on this whole buying a pay-per-view model, whereas WWE is like, okay lah, it's all in the subscription anyway. So you put on a shit show, it doesn't matter, you're subscribed.
Yeah.
So, this is where the difference is. Like, we can trust that AEW won't bullshit us on a pay-per-view because they're still selling these pay-per-views and it's not cheap.
Yeah, it's not. And like, we're spending like $29.90,
Yeah.
$30.
Yeah.
So the fact that so far this year, I've bought all the pay-per-views for AEW. That means, they let us part with their money, give you a reason to.
Yeah. So, I mean, like we were saying, like it just means that they're doing well and good for them. WWE needs to wake the hell up.
Yeah.
Going back to all the releases and like, what is the WWE's future? Braun Breaker?
Braun Breaker definitely is a future star for sure.
Yeah.
But the problem is, who is the here and now? Who is gonna immediately challenge and be as number 2 to Roman Reigns? That is the question.
Or Big E. Yeah, it's I don't know lah. It was supposed to have been a lot of these indie guys, but then they decided to take this anti-indie stance, and now they're all in AEW. Which, great. Now we have a very clear distinction between the two brands.
Yeah,
so,
like a line in the sand, right?
Yeah, whatever type of wrestling you like, you just gravitate to one or the other. Yeah. Or if you're like us, watch everything.
They just need to create their stars and really create them fast and soon. They might need to hotshot some people, unfortunately.
You talking about WWE?
Yeah, WWE. It reminds me of when, right? It's like the Ruthless Aggression era, like right after Stone Cold and The Rock left, there's this huge vacuum.
Yeah.
And they need to start building all these new talent.
Yeah.
But like with Survivor Series coming up, I think it's a great time to take stock and see where the talent is at. Because like I said, with so many releases, are they even going to fill up enough people for Survivor Series?
Can. That one still can, And coming up soon too, we want to do some fantasy booking, right? Talking about Survivor Series, brand versus brand. What if you had the WWE versus AEW in a Survivor Series sort of a style pay-per-view? Ooh, I can't wait. I can't wait to speculate.
As we wrap up today's episode, I would love to let you guys know, please enjoy Full Gear. Next week, we'll definitely review it.
Yep.
And like how Young have mentioned and teased, let's do some fantasy warfare.
Yes.
AEW versus WWE in a Survivor Series style. Who will be on your team, bruh?
5v5. Oh, I can't wait to think about it. I can't wait to talk about it. That will come very soon. So as always, thank you so much for hanging out on the video. If you haven't already, do us a favor, hit like, hit subscribe on the YouTube channel. If you missed any of it, you want to catch it on the go, just audio because you don't want to see our faces. That's cool too, man. It's all good. You can go to Spotify or Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get your podcast basically, and download the audio for absolutely free.
Yes, man. And just nice towards the end, the leg completely improved. So
yeah, I know, right? How cool is that?
It's a timing thing, bro. It's a timing. Internet gods wake up in the afternoon.
Kick to the gut on social media as well, on Instagram. Come slide into our DMs. And if you want to, let us know about any latest news, you want to talk shit about wrestling, hey, we love to do that.
Yeah, man. Of course, we'll be here for you every single day because wrestling never sleeps.
That's right.
So do we, lah.
Be sure to check out Foreign's new single on Spotify also, all right? We got to throw that out there. Deadlock, you guys. Take a listen to the song. It's awesome. Stream the heck out of it. Stream it on YouTube as well. Anything else you want to plug real quick?
No worries, bro. It means a lot coming from you to support it.
Hell yeah.
Mr. thank you so much. Yes, and please keep supporting the podcast and as well all our future and not our future endeavors, all our own endeavors.
Yeah, all our endeavors, left, right, and center. Come watch me play video games on Twitch, okay? Mr. Young 98, that's me on Twitch. Come look for me and hang out while I play video games. I usually play a lot of horror games, so you can see me screaming and stuff like that. Very, very, very fun.
But I never need to come and check out one of your stuff. You play a stream that I like, bro. Play FIFA, please.
That one would be real horror for me because I don't know how to play. I'd be terrible. It's like, what? Anyway, actually, once wrestling games come out, I definitely will play those. I mean, come on.
Yeah, man. For sure. We definitely got to do something with that. Okay, bro. Let's wrap it up.
All right.
Please, guys, enjoy Full Gear this weekend.
Yeah. You got to go. I got to go. We'll see ya next week. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, and, stay watching pro wrestling. Bye.
Yes, bye.